looking through my TikTok and I realized that someone, a creator, a female creator with 3.5 million followers. Do you know how many? That's a lot. Okay. I realized that she stitched one of my videos and continued to use the rest of the video to hate on me, like to bash me completely. And she used her platform to make me look wrong. And also like very misunderstood. Like the part of the video that she stitched, I'm like, dude, you're making me look like a psycho. um she misrepresented what I said. She made me look like somebody that I am not. And what's worse is there was like thousands of comments poured into this post that they were people agreeing with her about how wrong I was, like tearing me down. And the interesting part about this is I found it yesterday, but it was posted a month ago. Like I had no idea. No one had sent it to me. Like no one had seen it within my audience, I guess, because they would have sent it to me. But I want to talk about that in today's episode, about what it means, what I've learned from it, and why like I'm going to say this with wholehearted truth. I'm genuinely grateful for it. And that might sound weird, but we're going to get to this. So let's talk about being convicted and being open, because before I go deeper into that situation, I want to share something that I feel very passionate about, and basically like the foundation for everything about what I'm going to tell you. We have to start with this conversation. You will step into this chapter, this era where you become very visible, and it does feel like you've been working towards it for a long time, but then it feels like it just happens overnight. Like all of a sudden people are finding you, you're getting more views, you're getting more followers, you're getting more likes, and it feels like a rush. Like it's very fun and there's a lot of momentum, and you feel like this is the thing that I've always wanted, and this experience is really, I don't want to let it go. Like it feels really good. Okay, that's going to happen to you, especially if you're inside of my world. Like this is what I teach you. I teach you how to get visible on social media. There is something though. This is why I do feel like visibility is not for everyone. I do feel like it's for everyone, but it depends on where you're at in your life. Okay, so something comes with visibility that absolutely nobody warns you about. Nobody even talks about how to navigate this. Nobody talks about how to learn from it. And that is that it does not matter what your niche is. Okay, you guys, my niche is content and social media and personal brand. That is what I talk about. And people hate me for it. It is crazy. I say things that trigger people. It is wild. But the thing that no one tells you is that regardless of what your topic is, regardless of what you're creating content on, I'm telling you, you could be creating content about your dog. It wouldn't matter. People are going to disagree with you, and they're going to do it publicly, and they're going to do it in your comment section, whether you invited their opinion or not. That is within the territory of being seen. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm just keeping it real. It will affect you. Like people, even if it's people that you don't know, which it probably will be people that you don't know, it's gonna impact you. And someone might make a post about you, about what you're saying, and it's gonna hit different. And that's because you're human. You're having a human experience. Like we have feelings, we have emotions, and especially put so much into what you're doing, and then someone just turns around and uses it to try to tear you down. Like, yeah, that hurts. But here is what will separate you from being like a woman who grows from a woman who maybe goes viral a couple times and then collapses, like has to burn it all down because she can't handle it. It is your ability to remain both convicted and open. Conviction itself is a superpower. I actually teach this inside of the Evolution Content Membership. It's one of the very first lessons, is what it takes to be convicted and how important it is if you're about to create mass visibility. Okay. I'm talking about convicted in what you believe, convicted in what you say in your content, convicted in how you live your life, convicted in what you do, what you say, like everything in between. Being convicted is a superpower. But on the other side of conviction is being open, and being open enough to hear another perspective or read another perspective without losing yourself to it. You can stay open-minded and open-hearted without, It's not about being right and wrong. That's not what convicted means. Not that you're always right. Convicted just means that you have integrity, basically, in what you're doing and you believe in that. So here's what's going to happen is someone is going to piss you off. Someone's going to try to hurt your feelings. Someone is going to say something yucky about you or make a post about you. This has happened to me on multiple occasions. So I know I told you that this happened and I saw it yesterday, but I'm telling you, this has happened to me a lot lately. It's wild. It is so wild. But yeah, so someone's going to do this to you, especially if you continue to get visible. Doesn't matter what you're talking about. And immediately, your ego, okay, not your spirit, not your heart, your ego, which is very human. We all have one because our ego is actually designed to protect us. Your ego is going to want to react. Your ego is going to want to fight back. Like immediately, my immediate thought was if I were to leave this girl a comment on the post where she's making fun of me, basically, what would I say? Like that's where my mind goes first, to stand up to the bullies, to prove them wrong. And one thing about me is like, if you know me in real life, like I'm not really easy to mess with because not because I'm tough, but because like I actually own my mistakes very quickly. Like yes, I'm stubborn like every other woman on this planet, but at the same time, like I have no problem admitting my wrongs and getting better from them. I also am like, it's just, I don't get hurt easily, especially by people that I don't know. Like I'm not going to get hurt easily. And so part of that makes me, I never feel like I have to stand up to bullies. I feel like it sucks to be a bully. You have to face yourself every single day. That's enough punishment for you in itself. Like I don't need to fight you. I don't need to try to prove you wrong. I don't need to waste any of my energy and my time trying to make you think differently about me. That's not my job. That's not my responsibility. And I don't care to do that. So when you deal with this, don't react. And I'm telling you this because not because it's like, I don't think that this has anything to do with being classy. I don't think this has anything to do with protecting your reputation or being mature. I'm not even, that has nothing to do with this. It's way bigger than that, actually. This is like nervous system regulation 101 and protecting your spirit 101. Reacting to people who are hurting you immediately pulls you out of focus. It takes you away from your mission. It takes you away from what you want to be doing. Your mission is not to argue with people who disagree with you. Like, let's be very, like, get clear-minded here. Your mission is to serve the people who actually want the change that you can help create for them. That's your mission. Okay. So another thing about this is you can block anybody that you want. Like you can delete comments, you can block, you have total control. You can do that if you want to. There's nothing wrong with doing that. In fact, do it if you want to. Like, again, this is your platform. You get to decide what you want to do with that. But at the end of the day, don't waste your time. Don't take away from what you are actually doing to go try to defend yourself. For what? You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Let them think what they want to think. Who cares? Now, before you actually do react, because I'm telling you, you're going to want to. You're going to want to react. You're going to want to say something. You're going to want to be like, dude, like whatever. And even if it's like a reaction, like one thing that I used to do is when I would get comments that were like mean or whatever, I would quite literally respond to them and I would say, I hope that your day gets better. But even that, I realized, was my way of trying to protect myself from someone that I actually didn't need protection from. So I let that go even. Like I just don't respond at all. You took the time to drop a hateful comment on my page. I'm sorry for you. You're not getting anything from me. How dare you? How dare you think that you have access to me? You do not. So when you want to react, I want you to ask yourself one question, okay? Am I doing this? Am I responding to this person to protect my ego? Or am I doing this to serve my mission? Because there's a big difference between the two of them. So for example, you might think that me recording this podcast is reacting to someone making a hateful post about me, but it's actually serving my mission. My mission is to help women get visible for their brilliance. So what an amazing opportunity to use this experience of mine to address something that's actually going to happen. This is serving my mission. I'm not reacting to that person. I have no feelings toward that person. I'm instead using it to learn my own lesson, number one, and then number two, give it to other people. So when you want to react, you got to get honest with yourself. You have to check yourself because chances are you are just reacting. You're trying to protect your ego. So instead, every single time that something hurts you or someone tries to hurt you, just take a deep breath. And here's what I actually love to do. I love to create more content immediately when someone is hating on me. I will create more content that has actually like nothing to do with them or what they said, like completely different direction so that they feel invisible to me. I'm not even doing this because I care about how they feel. I'm not even thinking about them. Like, I'm going to be totally honest. Like, this is one of those things where I've learned to just be the main character in my life. And these people are just extras. Like, they don't have anything to do with my path. And if anything, they were placed here for me to extract a lesson from that has nothing to do with them. So I'm not creating these posts with spite or whatever. I'm creating these posts because I'm learning the lesson of staying focused. But in return, if you care about this, which I don't, but it's going to piss them off. And they'll go somewhere else. They won't, it's like a leech. Like if a leech stops getting blood, they're going to die. They're going to fall off your body. They're going to go somewhere else where they can leech on something else. And so if you give them nothing, if you feed them no blood, they will get bored with you. And so I feel like I'm handed these haters, like truly, that are placed in front of me because I know that my mission is to, first of all, get visible and then also teach you how to get visible. And so I'm living every single part of that journey. I'm living it and I'm experiencing it and I'm talking about it publicly, which is the evolution. That's part of this is like I'm navigating this in real time with you listening to me. That's exactly everything that's going on in my mind right now is I'm processing it. And I've sat with it myself, obviously in real life. Like I'm not dumping this on you, but I also, I live as an elevated woman. And that's a whole section also in the evolution membership is I live an elevated life. I'm enlightened. I'm closer to God than I've ever been before. I don't think it would make God proud if I got hated on and turned around and hated back. What a weird thing to do. All right. So I didn't realize that she made this post about me until a month later. That's another lesson in this. A creator with 3.5 million followers, a female creator within a very engaged community, made a video about me, thousands of people commenting on it, hating on me with her, and I didn't find out until a month later. I want you to know what that means, okay? That's really important. I'm really proud of it, of myself for this. But it basically means like it was in my mentions section, okay? So that's where I actually did find it. I didn't scroll past it. It was in my mentions, but I just didn't even see it. And it's because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. I'm so focused on what I'm building. I'm so locked in to my own bubble, my own lane, serving my people that I'm built to serve, present in my own work, that something like that didn't even make it into my world until a month later. That is the goal for you. That is a flex. That is a goal for you. And that's what it truly does look like to be building something instead of watching what other people think of what you're building. I'm going to say that again. Maybe I'll try to do it more clear. That is what it looks like and feels like to genuinely build a movement instead of watching what other people think about what you're building and posting. Big difference between those two things. So when it comes to this conviction piece and the clarity, I just want to be honest because this is not me trying to be inspirational in some fake and phony way. Like that's not what I'm doing with this episode. I am not unbothered by this hater, by this post, by this creator, because I've gotten used to being hated on. I know I just told you I've been hated on a lot recently. I'm not used to that. Like that's not why I'm unbothered by this. That's not why this isn't hurting my feelings as much as it used to. I don't think anybody gets used to being hated on. Like truly, I don't think you get used to that. And if you do, I feel like we need to go to therapy. Like that's not something that you should ever get used to. That's like abuse. And so that's not real. That's not a real thing. But when someone comes for you, when someone tries to tear you down, especially someone with millions of followers. Like, technically, I've just negated this thought process of, like, ain't nobody doing better than me. Ain't nobody bigger than me has ever hated on me. Like, she's got way more followers than me. So she's doing better than me in the visibility realm. Clearly not doing better than me in her way of living life, but she put a target on me, dude. And your nervous system has no choice but to register that. Like, my nervous system did register that when I found it, which was like late night last night. But the reason that I feel like this is not impacting me in the way that it used to is because I'm so clear on who I am. I am so convicted in what I say. I'm so convicted in what I do and how I live my life and the content that I create. I am extremely proud of the mission that I continue to build and the integrity that I operate from. That's something no one could take away from me. That's something no one could tamper with. And so the attack doesn't find a place inside of me. It doesn't get access to me. It has nowhere to stick, basically. Like, the ground that it would need to hold would have to be with my self-worth and my belief in what I'm building and my sense of my own character. And there's no room for it there. Like, it's already full. My mom, actually, I've obviously learned a lot from my mom. I feel like I always talk about lessons from my mom. I have great parents. But my mom specifically used to say something to us when we were really little. I remember being like probably 7 or 8. And she would say this when we were growing up, like, very seriously, very intensely. My mom is like she can be very intense and she can be very serious. And she would say, nobody can make you feel anything. And she was actually saying that in regards to, like, when I would say, like, Tansie's my sister. Or like, Tansy made me feel sad or something like that. She would literally be like, no one can make you feel anything. Like, that's how my mom raised us. It was badass. But she said that statement. That was like one of her favorite phrases. She said it over and over and over again. You kind of feel dumb, like when you're a little kid and your mom's like, no one can make you feel anything. And you're like, well, yeah, they can. But the thing is like, it made sense to me at that time. And then it also makes sense to me now as a full-blown adult. And I fully understand it, especially in the realm of becoming visible enough to be a target now. Like, clearly I'm threatening somebody and something. And that statement of nobody can make you feel anything is replaying in my mind over and over and over again. Yes, I told you it will hurt your feelings. It will upset you. It will make you think about everything that you're saying and question what you're posting. But at the same time, remind yourself that when this happens to you, or maybe it already has happened, nobody can make you feel anything. And if I were to add to that, no one can make you feel anything about you. You feel what you choose. You get to choose what you feel. And you feel what you allow to have power over you. No one gets power over you except yourself. Nobody. I don't care who they are. And so this woman with 3.5 million followers, I don't care how big she is. She can have 300 million followers. I don't give a shit. She's not going to make me feel small or stupid or wrong. That's my choice. And I choose not to give her that. So that's why I feel like I'm okay with it. And I'm going to say something cliche that I feel like a lot of people dealing with hate say, and I don't know if they necessarily mean it. That's not the point here. But I have empathy for this woman. Not contempt. I have empathy. I don't pity her. I have empathy for her. Because right now, I get to go to sleep every night as Chandler, as a woman who is putting herself out there in her content and building something that is extremely supportive, extremely positively impactful, extremely kind and loving and dedicated and devoted. And my head hits my pillow every night as someone who is very proud of what I put out into the world. And I get to go to sleep with that. I get to go to sleep excited to do it again. Whereas she's going to go to sleep knowing that in order to stay relevant, because this post that she made about me went hella viral, In order for her to stay relevant, in order to do that again and go viral like that again, in order to feel seen by her 3.5 million followers, she's going to have to tear someone down, someone smaller than her. And that's the trade that she has to make every single day. That sucks. I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, feel for her. That cannot be peaceful. That cannot feel good. And I don't say that because I'm superior or better than. I say that because I can't imagine a version of life where you feel so contracted and scared and scarcity driven that you have to cause pain to other people publicly and try to humiliate them. Visibility built on tearing other people down is not real power. It's actually fear. It's fear. And that sucks. It really does. And my biggest takeaway from all of this, I swear to you, is when I step outside of myself and I have this out of body experience. And I mean, this is now, I think, like it's been a few really big creators. There was another creator with millions of followers that also was in my comment section hating on me hard. And I don't even try to figure out why. Like, I look at this and I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, I'm spiritually thankful. God has been putting all these haters in front of me lately, and I know exactly why. And I'm not trying to figure out why they're doing this. I'm understanding why God is putting this in front of me. I'm a visibility expert. I'm a visibility coach. I'm a visibility teacher, leader, mentor. I teach other brilliant women how to be seen on social media. And guess what happens when women get seen? Some nasty people come for them. Sometimes people with massive platforms come for them. And if I'm going to coach someone through that moment, because it's going to happen for my students, for my clients, if I'm going to sit on the other side or across from a client who is devastated because someone is trying to tear her down and thousands of people are along for the attack, along for the ride, then I need to have lived that myself. So thank you. I am living the curriculum right now, which is crazy. Have you ever thought of your life like that? Like I create curriculum for a living. I get paid to teach women. That's what I get paid to do. And I love creating curriculum. I love refining it. I love simplifying it. And right now I'm living the experience before the curriculum is created. The haters are my training. That's wild. And I'm going to feel so proud. I'm going to feel so prepared when that client is in front of me to be able to say that I know what this feels like and I understand you and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to learn how to be so strong. Here's what I did. Here's how I navigated this. Here's what I learned from it. Here's how I used it to rise above and to become the best version of myself. Here's what I know to be true. And that day, which has already happened, I've had a couple clients to have to deal with like Reddit threads, et cetera, like hate comments. It's again, it comes with the territory, but that day when I get to say that and like have lived it, I just feel like it's the most important thing that I'll be able to give a client is knowing how this feels and understanding them. Everyone wants to be understood and seen, especially when you're paying a mentor. And here's one more thing. For every person in the comment section or for every post that's made about me, for every hater that I come across or people trying to tear me down, I'm going to tell you this with full certainty. For every one hater, there are 1,000 people in my crowd, in my audience, who are showing up for the exact opposite reason. 1,000. I'm not even kidding. The love is there. And women are here because of what I stand for. Women are listening to me every day because of what I say is shifting something positive in them. And so the hate can be loud, the hate can be real, but the love can be loyal. And the love can also be real. And the love are the people who are moving with me. Those are the people I care about. Those are the people who I know I can help support. One thing that I feel like has helped me along my entire life journey, not even just this experience, is I I read a ton of books. Okay. I read a lot. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I am a full-blown student at every stage of my life. I am the most curious person that you will probably ever meet. And I pride myself on that. That's a flex. I think the best way to live life is to be insanely curious about everything. And so, because I'm curious about how to become the best version of myself, I'm always reading books that are going to help me navigate life school, basically, life school. And Don Miguel Ruiz, hopefully I'm saying that right, he wrote the book The Four Agreements, which is it's an infamous self-discovery, self-help book. If you have not read The Four Agreements, I highly recommend it. Add it to your list like immediately, and just add these types of books to your list. Like, it's going to make you indirectly brilliant, basically. And what this book is about, it's actually like based on an ancient Toltec wisdom. It's based on wisdom, which is, I love wisdom. Give me all the wisdom. And it's one of those books that will stick with you and rewire something in the way that you live your life and in your brain. And the second agreement, so it's 4 agreements. The second agreement is, it states like, don't take anything personally. And the author says that nothing others do or say is because of you, which is crazy because we all think that it is. And I know that this might be like a cliche, like, yeah, I can conceptualize that, but I want you to hear the depth behind this because it's really important. What people say and what people do is a projection of their own reality, whether that's their own fears or unresolved pain or like whatever it may be. So this woman with 3.5 million followers who made a video tearing me down, it's not actually responding to me. She's responding to something inside of herself. It has nothing to do with me. It's not my business. That attack was never about Chandler. It was about whatever she is navigating or has navigated that made tearing someone down in public in front of millions of people feel like the right option. She felt like this is necessary. And when I understood that, I was able to stop taking things personally because it literally is not personal. All right. So on the contrary to that, because I can't not explain this part too, because this is where this might really blow your mind, because you probably understand everything I just said about not taking the hate personally. But where this applies to visibility and like creating mass visibility in a way that no one talks about is, obviously you don't take the hate personally. Okay. You don't let that get to you. You don't let it determine your worth or your self-esteem, but you also, listen up, lean in. You also don't take the love personally. And I say that with hesitation because if you're listening to this and you've ever loved on me or dropped something nice in my DMs or in my comments or whatever, I want you to know that it still means a lot to me, but I don't take it personally. You know what that says to me actually is that if you're willing to say something nice to me in my comments, then you're willing to say something nice to yourself. Like, that's a total reflection of the projection that you have on yourself. Like, if I get a DM that says, this is a perfect example. If I get a DM that says, you changed my life, or a comment that says, like, you're changing my life, I truly think to myself, like, that does not go to my ego, because I actually don't believe that I changed your life. I don't believe that at all. You changed your life. That's what I believe. And what a badass you are for that. Like, you are so strong. I don't think I'm the hero of anything. I'm the hero of my own life, and my own life only. If I was a guide for you to become your own hero, then hell yeah. But I don't take that personally. I don't let that build my belief in myself. My belief in myself is my own responsibility to build from my own life, my own thoughts. And if you tell me that I changed your life in the best way ever, that's actually a reflection on what you were already ready to receive. You were the vessel, not the source of your changing, of your winning, of your milestones. So when you stop taking the hate personally, you also have to stop taking the love personally. And what that creates in you as you continue to get more visible is what I want every woman that I come in contact with and help mentor, whether that's in a free platform like this podcast or you're in my paying world, is that it's a self that is internally referenced. It doesn't make you cold. It doesn't mean that you have walls up. It doesn't make you numb. It doesn't make you like too like over boundaried, but it makes you grounded, where your emotional state is actually not outsourced to anything other than what you feel inside of you. You get to determine what that is. You don't outsource anything to a crowd or an audience or results, to a comment section. You are your own North Star. And that's the end game of the visibility work. The visibility is going to work for you and work on you. It's a wild thing. And everything that I teach, everything that I stand for actually leads to this moment. It's a new level, new devil. So at first you're going to be figuring out like, what do I have to do to get visible? And then you're going to be figuring out, what do I do with this visibility? And how do I hold it? And how do I stay true to myself? And so the reason that I talk about closing this gap between who you are in real life and who you are in your content, the reason that I talk about showing up and expressing yourself fully and being truly seen for your truth and building something from that is because eventually visibility might make you a target. It actually will. It's part of the journey. It's part of the learning experience. And the woman who makes it through that challenge without shrinking, without burning it all down, without pivoting, without changing who she is, without disappearing, that woman is unfreaking stoppable. Unstoppable. She is iconic. And I am helping you become that woman inside of my world. And that starts in the evolution. So if you're like, I need to get in on this, I need to learn, the evolution content membership is what I would recommend 100%. I just refined all of the trainings in there. It is potent, okay? It is very potent. But one thing is, if you tell me that you want to get visible and you want to be visible, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to believe you. And you telling me that you want to be visible is you joining the evolution. And so I believe you. I'm going to arm you with the tools that you get to sharpen to do that. But what you have to be willing to do in my world is be a student. I will not hand you answers. That's not how this is going to work. It's not going to happen the way it's supposed to happen if you are wanting to be handheld. I give you the curriculum. It is up to you to be a student of that and master it. And I can guarantee you'll get everything you want when you become a student and curious about these things. I have a proven formula. It has worked on me and multiple students, multiple clients. The groundedness has to come first. And if you're building something and you feel this pull to hold back because you're afraid of what people might do, say, or think about you, that is the work. You have to see it that way. That is the work. So if you're not even to this point where you're like, I can't even post because I'm terrified of this, then that's your first lesson. And the lesson isn't to know what the lesson is. The lesson is to learn from the lesson. And how do you learn? You have to take action. So you can come do it with me. You can come do it with us. I will drop the link to the evolution so that you can join us. And whoever is listening to this, who is receiving the hate right now, just know that I'm sending you all my love. You've got this. Don't take it personally. I got you. We're in this together, and you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere except up. It is up and up only, and neither am I. So I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening to this. I will see you next week. Mwah.